Hello everyone. In this session we'll discuss about JavaFX events. Now what is event? Actually whenever we operate any of the GUI based application, that is graphical user interface application, we always deal with events. Starting with any of the program, wherein if we take an example of Microsoft Word, in that we see the buttons. The buttons, on the click event of the button something happens. Same way on the Word file where we type, the typing is also one kind of event. So same way there are many such events available in our JavaFX. So actually these events are provided by the package javafx.event package, and there are varieties of events available, and the superclass of all events is event class. So the event provided by JavaFX are, some of them I am listing out. They are mouse event, that means occurs when mouse is clicked. So the class which we require is mouse event, and the actions which can be performed by these events are mouse clicked, mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse moved, mouse entered, and mouse exited. That means when I am having one node, in that case when I click on that node, then mouse clicked is said. When I press the mouse left mouse button pressed, then mouse pressed event is executed. When I release that mouse, then mouse released is executed. Same way mouse moved, that means when I move the mouse onto the node, then mouse entered. When my mouse is outside the node and it enters to the node, same way when it exits. So there are various events occurring into the mouse events. Same way we are having key event. Now the class required is key event. Now when key event is occurred, when the key stroke has occurred onto the node, the actions can be key pressed, key released, and key typed. The other event can be drag event. Occurs when the mouse is dragged. Then class corresponding to that is drag event class, and which can be the actions drag entered, drag dropped, drag entered, drag exited, drag over. Now drag means we are knowing when we are dragging the mouse, that means when we left click and move the mouse, so that is dragging operation. And can be window event. Now for that, when window is hiding or window is showing, that means in our many of the programs we are having minimize button for the window, so that is minimizing and maximizing, so they are window events, and the class corresponding to that is window event, and the actions can be window hiding, window shown, window hidden, or window showing. So these are the sample events which are stated. Now let's see how event handling occurs. So what is event handling actually? So what we want to do is, when event occurs, at that time we want to perform something. So event handling is the mechanism that controls the event. That means when mouse is clicked, what we want to do, that is event handling. So event handling is the mechanism that controls the event and decides what should happen if an event occurs. So this mechanism has the code which is known as event handler, that is executed when an event occurs. Now event handler are of different types, can be mouse event, can be key event, can be window event, any event, and corresponding handler will be executed. So that is actually event handling. And for event handling, JavaFX provides handlers and filters to handle the events. Handlers and filters to handle the events means it will decide what is the target, it will decide what is the source, and it will decide what is the type of event occurred. So target can be the node from where event is occurred, can be a window, can be a scene, can be a node. Source, the source from which event is generated will be the source of the event, and the type of the event occurred. That means in case of mouse, it can be mouse pressed, released, or anything. So that this is the basic of event handling. Now in case of JavaFX, there are certain phases of event handling taking place, starting with target selection, then root construction, event capturing phase, event bubbling phase. So starting with target selection. Now what target selection does? So when an action occurs, the system determines which node is the target. That means where the event has actually occurred, because we are knowing that in the scene graph we are having various nodes, and that scene graph is added to the scene. So there are various targets. So first of all, it will check if it is key event, then the target is the node on which the focus is there. If it is mouse event, then target is the node at the location of the cursor. That means where actual our mouse pointer is there. So in this case, say this is my mouse pointer, so actually it is located on this over here, so it will find out the location of the cursor. Then in case of gesture event, it will find out the center point of all the touches beginning from the gesture. That means we are knowing what is gesture, because nowadays we are using mobile phones. Everything occurs with the gestures. Then swipe events. When we swipe, maybe right swipe, maybe left swipe. So the entire path of the fingers are considered. And touch events. So in that case, what we are having is touch, where we touch the node. So these can be the type of events. So target is to be selected where the events are going to occur. Next comes is route construction. Now what is route construction? So whenever the event is generated, the default or initial route of the event is determined by the construction of event dispatch chain, because in our scene graph there are various nodes available, starting with root node, parent node, and the leaf node. So there are various nodes available. So what happens is it creates one queue, or it creates one chain, that is event dispatch chain, and it will be holding all the events registered for that particular node. And it is the path from the stage to the source node, because always event starts from the stage. So stage to scene to scene graph. So it goes from stage to the source node. Fine. Now in this case, we'll come into the detailed discussion when we'll be moving for further phases. So next phase is event capturing phase. Now event capture, when event is occurred, event needs to be captured by someone. So event capturing phase. So when the dispatch chain is created, the root node of the application dispatches the event. Root node, in this case, in event capturing phase, root node, say for example some event has occurred, it will start with the root node. It will check whether root node is the handler for that particular event. If yes, then the event is getting handled, but if it is not, then it moves further. So it travels from top to bottom. So it goes from in the chain, and it starts from the root node and reaches to the bottom of the leaf node. So all the nodes are covered. Wherever the handler is there, it will stop at that point. So, but the root is from top to bottom, from root to leaf. So in this case, in event capturing phase, we are having filters. So over here, the filters, if any of the node has filter registered, then it will be executed. We'll come to this word in detail, filters and handlers, because there are two things, filters and handlers. So whenever there are, when event capturing phase is going on, at that time filters are executed. The next what we are having is, if none of the node dispatches the chain, then it starts from the source node, that is root node, and it reaches to the end, and the process is over. If there is no handlers allocated to that, then event is over. Now event bubbling phase. Now in this event bubbling phase, as you can see, the event is traveled from target node to stage node. It is something different. Over here, when handlers are away into picture, in that case filters were in picture. Over here, when we are having handlers into the picture, then the event will start its execution from bottom node and reaches to the source node. So if any of the node is event dispatch chain has a handler registered, in that case filter registered, in event capturing phase filter registered, and in event bubbling phase handler is registered, then if event dispatch chain is handler, then it will be executed. But if none of the event handlers are there to handle the event, then event reaches to the final root node and the process is over. So these are actually the phases of the event. Now this is what is a theoretical part or background how the event works in JavaFX, because in event handling part, all the languages have their own event handling structure. JavaFX supports this event handling part. Now coming to event handlers and filters. Now what are they actually? Event handlers and filters are those which contain application logic. That means when event occurs, what is to be performed, that comes into the filters and handlers part. So again I am telling, when if you register filter for the event, then it will occur in event capturing phase, and if you register handler for that event, then it will be executed in event bubbling phase. A node can register more than one event. Yes, it is very important. A particular node, a particular button, or particular scene, or particular control can have more than one handler or filter. Now in this case, parent node, child nodes can also have common filters also. That means one parent node and another child node both can have same event, mouse event for example, can be both key event. So it is possible. So the event or filter will be executed based on what you are registering. If handlers, then it goes from bottom to top. If it is filter, it goes from top to bottom. And during the event capturing phase, as filter is executed, as I said earlier, and event bubbling phase, a handler is executed. So all handlers and filters implement the interface that is event handler of the package javafx.event package. Over here, this package is very much important for us because this is going to handle the events, corresponding event for us. Let's see the example of mouse event. So how this mouse event is going to occur. So starting with the packages required for importing. So we have imported the packages for the event handling. The one was required was event handler. So javafx.event.event handler and javafx.scene.input.mouse event, because we want to handle mouse event for the particular node. And in our example, the node will be the scene itself. So starting with our javafx class, so public class javafx example.extends application. Public static void main, I had written at earlier part. It can be, the sequence is not important because in earlier examples we had written start method, we had overridden start method at the first. Now in this case we had written public static void main first. Now we are writing our start method. So in this start method we are defining a root node, that is group, and we are defining a scene in which we had added the root. As you can see, the root is added into the scene. Now we are defining the events. Just be careful. Over here we want to handle the mouse events. So we are registering all the mouse events. As you can see, mouse clicked, mouse dragged, mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse moved, mouse pressed, and mouse released. But the question arises, these are the events are set. So set on, it is a method, set on mouse clicked, set on mouse dragged. But on what is your target, or what is your source, I can say, where you want to handle the event. So in this example, the source is your scene, because you want to handle the mouse event for that particular scene, which is declared over here. So scene dot. Now say for example, if you want to handle this particular mouse events for shape like ellipse, then you would be creating ellipse over here, and you would be writing ellipse dot set on mouse clicked, ellipse dot set on mouse drag, and so on. But one more thing over here is there, that is argument to this method. And what argument you need to provide? A mouse handler. Now this mouse handler is an object. We'll come across this part later on, but you should be more clear that in this case we had registered this particular event for this particular node, and that node itself is scene. So for this scene we had set this particular event. That means total in all 7 events are registered for this same scene, and the handlers are same. You can set different handlers for different events, but over here for the sake of an example we are handling the same handler for all these events. Then you are knowing scene is to be added to the stage, so primary stage dot set scene, and stage is to be displayed, so primary stage dot show. But the program is not over at this part. This handler part is pending. We have not defined the handler, mouse handler. So over here, as you can see, the class is also not completed. Over here only public static void main is over and the start method is over. Now we are left out with this handler. So what we are doing is we are defining an handler. Actually we are defining object of the handler. See over here the class is over. So we are defining object of the event handler. So event handler, the reference of that event handler, mouse handler, equals to new event handler and the empty constructor. But now you would be surprised. What is written in this angular brackets? So in the angular brackets, it is written the type of the event which you want to handle. So over here we want to handle mouse event. So that is to be mentioned in angular brackets when you declare the handler. So event handler, mouse handler is the reference, equals to object, that is new event handler of type mouse event. But over here we had not written anything that what should happen when event occurs. So now we are defining, now actually we are defining a class within a class. So it is a concept of inner class, a class within a class. Actually we are defining a class, event handler. Mouse handler equals to new event handler mouse event. Now we would be writing the logic within this class. So event handler class has one method, and that is what is handle method, which is to be overridden. So at the rate override public void handle mouse event event. Now the question arises, why we are writing mouse event? Now we had declared mouse event class. We had imported the package for this and we want to handle mouse event. So handle mouse event and the reference is to be passed. So mouse event. This is the method which will handle what should happen when mouse event occurs, because we had registered 7 mouse handling events starting with click to drag and so on. So what should happen? That code is written over here. You can write any code what you want to do. Say for example you want to change the color of the scene, you can do it over here. If you want to do anything what you want to do, you can do it over here. So over here, this is the method which will handle your event. So in this example, what we have written, the system.out.println mouse event.get event type. What event is occurred? Mouse clicked, mouse pressed, mouse moved, mouse entered, mouse exited, and so on would be printed over here. And the coordinates where these events are occurring, xy coordinates on the screen. Now there are 3 xy coordinates. As you can see, mouse event.getx, mouse event.getY. Scene x, scene y, that means mouse event.get scene x, get scene y, and get screen x, get screen y. Now there are 3 coordinates. X means on the node where the event has occurred. Scene means in which the scene which holds this particular node for what the event is registered, that node is added in this particular scene, and that scene x coordinate and y coordinates would be written. In this scene, where this scene is available onto our screen, actual computer screen, that screen coordinates would be getting using this particular method, get screen x and get screen y. So actually this is what is the scenario. So this is how you can handle the mouse events. Same way we are having keyboard events. Let's see to that. So the package is required first. Now in this case, the scene what we are writing is the event handler is required. Key event, instead of mouse event, now we are handling key event. Now I'll come to these 3 points later on in this program, because this text package is imported into our program. I'll come to this point later. Starting with our application, public static void main with launch method, starting with start method. So public void start. Now we have added one text control. We have adding one text, and for this text we are writing this particular package, and that is what is javafx.scene.text package, which contains the text class. And we are setting this text at the location x and y by writing method set x and set y. That means x coordinate 10, y coordinate 100. And we want to set the fonts. So set font. So for this particular text, we want to set the font to be Verdana, bold, font weight to be bold, and font posture to be regular, bold or italics. We had set it to be regular, and the size of the font to be 15. So for using this font class, we are importing this particular package. So font is the method, and the name of the font, the weight of the font, bold, semi-bold or anything, and posture, regular, italics or any other, and the size of the font. Then now we are adding this text to our root node and this root node to our scene. Now we are going to handle the key events. So this scene is added to the stage and stage is displayed. Now let us see how this event is handled. Simple. Scene.set on key pressed. So whenever I press the key, this event should occur on the scene. On the scene, when I press any of the key, this event should occur. Now in this example, you should be surprised that in previous mouse example we have written some reference mouse handler, but over here we are defining class itself within this method. See, this method is started, it is ended over here, And in this method, we are defining this class, again inner class concept, new event handler key event. And in that, what method we want to have? Public void handle. And the event type is key event, KE. Now in this our text, now you would be clear why we had taken this text. Actually, we want to display what key is pressed. For that, we had taken this text dot set text key pressed, and which key is pressed. We want to get the code of that key first. Say for example, control is pressed, alter is pressed, any alphabet key is pressed, any numpad key is pressed. We want to first of all get the code, and that code is to be converted to string by using the method toString. So KE, key event reference, as you can see, KE dot get code dot toString. So this is the code which gets converted to string is displayed onto the text by using the method setText. So this is what is the program for event handling of type keyboard. Now let's try to run both the programs. What we had written, mouse event program and key event program. Now let's see the output of both the programs. So the first program, our mouse event demo. As you can see, the program is the same program. Now let's try to run. Now see, as you can see, the output is there. A blank scene is there. We have not added anything onto the scene, but you can see the output onto the background. That means over here, you can see the output over here. So this is our scene. Now over here, right now, mouse is outside the scene. Now when I take it inside, the event mouse entered would be occurred. So as you can see, along with that, mouse moved is also occurring. But say for example, now I have mouse pressed. So you can see mouse pressed event at the XY coordinates and scene XY coordinates and screen XY coordinates. And I am releasing the mouse. So actually mouse pressed then released means it is actually equals to clicked. So mouse released is there. As you can see, mouse clicked is there, and mouse is also moved by the pointer. So mouse moved is there. So mouse moved, mouse clicked, mouse released, mouse pressed, mouse entered, mouse exited. So these are the events which you can see, and the coordinates, the corresponding coordinates it would be displaying. Then similarly, what we are having the next program. So let's execute this program, wherein keyboard events are there. So this is the output. Now I am typing the key. So you can see key pressed is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, anything. Whatever I press, control, alter, then 1, 2 digits, then number pads, then enter, shift, or any of the key, backspace, whatever you press, tab key, caps lock. This particular, whichever the key is pressed, we would be get the code of that key, and we would be displaying onto the we'll get the code of that key, and we would be converting it to string, and we are displaying onto the text. So this is what is event handling. So in the next session, we'll be moving further with the UI controls. So today we end session over here. Thank you.